Trust your Uncle Vito if you want. But know this, that sleeper is out there. The question is, who's going to play him? This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
To create your account, click on the banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the Doug Stewart Show app. Footballsportsapp.com. What is it? It's the first live action mobile sports app played in real time and a cool way to immerse yourself in the game. Make coaching calls just like the pros. Check out the video. Download for free this fall and register now again at footballsportsapp.com. Want to be part of this new exciting technology and make money? Fill out the short form at the bottom of the website and mention TDSS. Again, footballsportsapp.com. Yes, sir. Ever wonder how you can make six figures without an Ivy League education? Have you ever wondered why you're not getting the callbacks for jobs after you've worked so hard to get that degree? Or why your career path isn't going the way you want it? Have you been confused on what major or professional field to choose? Six Figures by 30 provides a 5-step career plan and gives tips on best practices for building a strategic resume, negotiating, interviewing, managing salary jumps, avoiding career killers, landing promotions, and much more. This book is designed to be your career compass that'll reduce detours and propel you to six-figure success. This book has created the secret sauce your career stew needs to get on the fast track to six figures. In reading this book, expect to develop a clear six-figure career plan, customized for you and your professional field. You'll learn how to develop a standout resume using the proper keywords and phrases in your industry to catch the recruiter's eye. You'll also learn ways to navigate salary increases, interview do's and don'ts, managing your brand, navigating job or career changes, and much more. Why gamble with no plan? Bet on your success. The first step is believing you can do it, and the next step is cracking this book open and getting started. Don't waste another day procrastinating. Purchase on Amazon or by going to the website, sixfiguresby30.com. That's the number 6figuresby30.com. Sixfiguresby30.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, sir. We ball so hard around here. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show, Man Talk Monday. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me remind you right now, while I'm thinking about it also, this Friday is homecoming at South Carolina State University. It kicks off this Friday. There's going to be no show on Friday. I'm sorry. No show on Friday. Yeah, no show on Friday, man, as I take my annual trip down the homecoming 2016 this year. South Carolina State Bulldogs celebrate homecoming, man. So no show this Friday. We will be back on Monday, same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel, but I'm giving you a little heads up right now to tune in or to not tune in Friday. Friday will be no show, but you can go and listen to all of the past and the previous episodes of the podcast at thedougstewartshow.com. But no live show on Friday. Get my drink on, my barbecue on, my step show on, my party on in Orangeburg this weekend. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Man Talk Monday. We got entertainment coming up a little bit later. Ballas and Bustas. Nicki Minaj went there. I'm going to tell you more about that story today on the show. Dak Prescott threw for 247 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the Cowboys forced 4 turnovers in a 30-16 win over the Green Bay Packers. And something's wrong with Green Bay. We'll get to that here in a second. But asked if Prescott would remain the starter against the Eagles, even if Romo was ready, Jerry Jones said, quote, I would say unequivocally anything other than we just beat the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. He says, I wouldn't say unequivocally. I want to read this quick message that I saw in the chat on Spreaker.com from one of the Stewies, from a man, That Ninja. He says, there's no evidence that Jerry Jones is making the decision other than the word of the press, who is not reliable or credible. I'm just saying. Now, Ninja actually makes a very good point. You know what? Maybe Jerry Jones isn't going to be a part of this. Maybe it is going to be Jason Garrett who's going to make the decision, which I believe the decision should have already been made, much less with that big win yesterday in Green Bay. But maybe, Ninja, you're possibly right. The only thing I would say on why you're probably wrong is because Jerry Jones has been asked this question, 11 times since Dak Prescott started playing good, I guess after their first win, with Dak under center. Game number 2 of the season. They lost game number 1. And since Jerry Jones has been asked this question over and over and over and over again, you notice he has not one time says, well, I have nothing to do with that decision. That's the head coach's decision. That's what the head coach is for. He has not one tried to defer to Jason Garrett. Every single time he's answered the question as something to the sorts of, I don't know. Like he is making the decision. You would think if Jerry Jones wasn't making the decision, at some point in the 11 times that the press has asked him this, he would say, well, you know what? That's a great question, but I'm not the person to ask that question. The person you should ask that question to, which is right, by the way, the person you should ask that question to is the head coach. He makes coaching decisions. He makes decisions on who plays and who doesn't. Why are you even asking me that question? Jerry Jones hadn't done that one time yet. Yeah. So that's the only reason or the only thing that I could say to you, Ninja, on why I think that there's a lot of validity and a lot of truth to Jerry Jones making the decision on who's going to be the quarterback, when Romo gets back. And to me, it's unbelievably silly to me that this is even a question. It's unbelievable to me, really, that they just haven't put this whole thing to bed and just says, yeah, Dak Prescott's our quarterback until further notice. And that's it. As simple as that. Tony Romo, he could come in there and be a good backup, but it is the Dak Prescott era right now. And if they make that change, which listen, I'm going to be honest with you, and I said this in a little video that I did yesterday. A lot of you have seen it, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Based on history, okay? Based on history of the last 20 or so years, the Cowboys hadn't won a championship since the mid-'90s. I think they've only got one playoff win since then as well. Based on history, Jerry Jones is pretty dumb. Jerry Jones is a dummy. I mean, let's be real about that. Let's be real about that. He's been very dumb as a GM and an owner over the last 20 years. 20 years. The Cowboys have been inept. Okay? Starting with the whole decision for him and Jimmy Johnson to part ways. You remember that whole thing? They had just won 2 Super Bowls, and they had this press conference, and Jimmy was at the press conference, and Jerry was at the press conference, and they tried to be amicable, and they tried to be politically correct, and they just talked about how they were going to part ways. Dumb. Very, very dumb. Then you look at some of the picks or some of the guys that they gambled on that didn't work out. They've been very dumb for the last 20 years. And even this Dak Prescott thing, I should have said this in a little damn video I did yesterday. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And that was like real impromptu, I need to tell you. But even the Dak Prescott thing, let's not forget, just like we shouldn't forget that Tom Brady is a cheating bastard and the Patriots are a cheating bastard. Let's not forget the Dallas Cowboys, I believe, passed on Dak Prescott 3 times in a row. Not just Dallas. Think about this now. Think about this. Not just Dallas, But NFL teams, there's 32 NFL teams passed on this man at least 3 times. I don't have the exact order of the draft or if there were any trades or anything made or whatever at the time, but the man didn't get drafted until the 4th round. So even though they got a great quarterback, they lucked into this quarterback. Okay, it's nothing that they did. They lucked into Dak Prescott. Think about that. Oh, yeah, and then you can sprinkle on top of that whole conversation that if Romo hadn't have been hurt, Dak Prescott still would have been on the bench. He wouldn't have the opportunity to get in there and show what he could do. Like, literally, if Tony Romo would have had a little stretch, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, where he stayed healthy for these first 10 games or the entire season, then we may not even have ever known or found out that Dak Prescott could play quarterback at this level. You see how God works? You see how God works? What's for you is what's for you. What God got for you, nobody can take it away. He got it for you. And I mean, all kinds of things had to happen. I mean, he could have been drafted by, 31 other teams. Same scenario. He would have been on the bench. He's a 4th-round draft pick. 4th-round draft picks don't get opportunities. But this particular scenario, everything fell into place. You see how God works? If he would have went to any other team, he would have most certainly have been on the bench. And any other quarterback, most other quarterbacks don't get hurt to the level that Tony Romo does and to the frequency Tony Romo does. So he probably wouldn't have gotten off the bench for any other team. But he waited. The good Lord waited until the 4th round. The 4th round. And not that I like to see anybody get hurt, but Tony Romo went down. I mean, it's usual for him. It's not a big thing. Tony Romo gets hurt all the time. And Dak Prescott gets in the game. He's 5-1. The man didn't throw an interception until 177 passes. Okay? He didn't throw an interception for 177 passes. 5-1. And y'all lucked up on Dak Prescott, Cowboy fans. You did. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't understand what's the debate. And it probably isn't a debate. They probably have already said, amongst themselves, the coaching staff, that Dak's going to be our guy. Now they're trying to figure out a way to break the news to Tony Romo, which somebody said to me yesterday, and I didn't know this, or maybe I just forgot it, that Tony Romo is married to Jerry Jones's daughter. It makes all the sense in the world now. If that's the case, I get it now. Yeah. I didn't realize that, or I forgot or whatever, but somebody said to me yesterday in the little chat room or on social media that Tony Romo was married to Jerry Jones's daughter. I don't know how I missed that if that's the case, but that's what was said to me. And if that's the truth, then now it makes sense. And I'm going to verify that when we get in the break. I should have done that before the show. But now it makes sense. But I don't care if you my son-in-law or what. We trying to win football games. This organization has been in the bottom of the barrel for the last 20 years. I'm sorry, son, but this is Dak's team. Simple as that. Simple as that. I continue to say, it would be a different situation. And listen, I'm usually a cat that believes that the starter can't lose their job to injury. I am 100% for that. But when you're Tony Romo and really you've done a lot of things to lose games and you haven't won but one playoff game in your entire time starting and the team hadn't been to the Super Bowl in 20 years? Oh yeah, and this young up-and-coming kid comes in and goes 5-1, hadn't thrown an interception in 170 plus passes. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Sit your ass down somewhere. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers.